Hello and welcome! Silrace here with Mechwarrior Online. With some Shadowcat gameplay, I finally decided to play a game. Because, well, I didn't necessarily want to play Shadowcat, but it just ended up being the mech I ended up playing. But also, I wanted to make this video for a little while now. I decided I want to make some gameplay on the background for you to watch while I talk about things. So, I do keep an eye out on old games. I might be interested in going back, and this is my first game in how many months again? Anyway, I might come back to Mechwarrior Online with all these balance changes coming in and being talked about. So there was this test weekend where it was supposed to be all about the info warfare and whatnot. The info warfare was obviously lost because it was very badly conveyed out that this is about the info warfare, right? Whatever. Anyway, there is a lot of little talk about balance tweaks, for example, the removal of all weapon quirks and so forth. I am completely into that business. The fact that I wouldn't have to relearn every single weapon system because I am moving from mech to mech, that would be fantastic again. So the same weapon system would function the same way no matter the chassis I am on. Okay, there is obviously some weapon quirks still on the tables, like we're gonna put in some and blah blah blah. Things like that. That might be okay, but in general you get my gist here. So the information warfare, obviously one aspect of the game. Personally, I believe that the ECM as it is in the game needs to, well, drastically change before you could even talk about the info warfare like being put in and changed a whole lot. The ECM needs to change in the way it functions, and not just how big of a ECM bubble it is. Yeah, that's. Well, I still think it needs to change because it is an essential piece of hardware on anything which you can mount it on, because it is so strong. Now, as for balancing, because there is a lot of talk again between balancing the clans versus inner sphere, and I honestly believe this is the wrong way to go about it. You need to balance within the certain camp first, and then balance the factions against each other. So I'll take, for example, inner sphere heavy mechs, inner sphere medium mechs, and balance those categories balance the mechs within those categories against each other first. And once you have those down, in such a way that obviously one is going to be better in a certain way than the other mech, and across variants as well, but there is no such a thing that something is simply superior to everything in the category, because we don't, any one of us don't want that. And in all honesty, something like an urban mech is never going to be completely and utterly competitive. It would just be nice to have it a little bit balanced, I guess. Anyways, I believe that this is the way you should be doing it. Like, first balance within the inner sphere categories against each other, then balance within the clan categories against each other. Then once you have those balanced, essentially clan versus clan is balanced and inner sphere versus inner sphere is balanced, then you start looking at the baselines of what can we adjust, what do we have to adjust on the baseline level to balance out clans versus inner sphere. Because if you don't have a balance already within the faction, within inner sphere or within clans, there is no way you can balance out clans versus inner sphere when it comes to the technology and all the other things. Not at all. So I still believe that within the faction needs to be balanced first before you try to balance them against each other. Just my way of looking at it, just the way I think of it. Anyway, if this stuff starts happening as it is, as in we are going to see some kind of balance change and whatnot, I might really look into coming back to the game and play it some more, because I still find the game fun. Just the direction it was heading with all the different millions of different quirks and everything, it just wasn't for me. It just isn't. So it's not something I find fun, and so forth. Obviously, time to kill, another thing which has been talked about a lot, and one of my solutions to this is already remove all the consumables. suddenly you will see a drop in time to kill, as in it will take longer time to kill max, because you don't have this, like, I click this one button and I deal damage to everybody in the area. Everybody who happens to be in the area, that is the artillery and airstrikes obviously. Or I press this button and suddenly I can fire more shots because of the cool shot. UAV might be something you could leave in because it's part of the information warfare, and I could be completely okay with a UAV and possibly a counter UAV as well. That could be something to put in instead. But this whole like being able to fire more shots thanks to cool shot, or simply doing damage without actually taking any heat or anything on your mech by just expending a consumable, is always, in my honest opinion, bad game design, because you can do that on top of all the firing you can already do. So you do your pinpoint alphas and whatnot, and then you press the one button, then you hide while the artillery is raining down on the enemies. I never felt that these consumables really added anything to the game overall, and they obviously just make the time to kill lower. It's like, this is one of the solutions I have to the issue. Like, just remove the consumables for a while and see just how drastically that changes the time to kill values in the games. See what that does, right? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you well, enjoyed this piece, and maybe we'll have a more balanced game, and maybe it will be more enjoyable for everybody, because I do probably plan to play Mechwarrior Online again at some point or another. It's still a fun game, but some of the things with the balance and all the tweaks just did not agree with me, or I didn't agree with them, so I took a break. And I'm probably still taking a break, just putting out this one video here.
Center torso critically.